Hey, I'm Todd Sepulveda, the editor of Prepper Website and the host of the Prepper Website podcast. I wanted to take this video to share with you some features of Prepper Website. Now, Prepper Website is a preparedness curator and a preparedness aggregator. So there's a difference, and I'd like to share that with you really quick. Preparedness curation, one of the things that we do is we go out to the internet and we find the best of the best. Now, Prepper Website was started in 2011. We've been doing this since 2011. I think we missed about 4 or 5 days since that time. One of those was when Hurricane Harvey, flooded out Houston. So we go out there every day, every single day, 24/7. We find the best articles in preparedness, survival, homesteading, bushcraft, alternative news, and we post those on the front page of Prepper Website. And so when you come, you know that you're going to get the most up-to-date articles. You're going to get the best of the best. We just don't post all the articles out there. Now, the content aggregation, we have a couple of pages that are focused on specific things. Like we have pages that are specific to alternative news. We have pages that are specific to firearms and DIY and all the frugal living. So we have some pages that are specific to those topics, and we aggregate those. Those are just kind of updated every single day, and they're done sometimes multiple times a day, and it's just automatic. And so besides that, there's a couple of other things that are very valuable in Prepper Website. And in order to show you those, I want to go ahead and go to my desktop. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so this is the Prepper Website front page. I think many of you are familiar with it. It has that Drudge Report feel. At the beginning, when I first started it, people didn't like it too much. They thought it was old. But now, that was at the very beginning, and I haven't heard anything about the theme. I think people realize that it's very easy to navigate. And so the newest articles are going to be here, and you have a date. So we put a date on all the links. That was actually a recommendation by my dad because he wanted to be able to look at it and see which ones were the most recent ones. And so we do that. And so when you scroll down on the page here, I'm going to cover the links. You'll see that we carry about 6 to 7 days worth, maybe less, depending on how many links or how many articles we put on the page on a given evening. So we try to average somewhere between 8 and 12, but sometimes if there's just a lot of great articles, I've been known to put 16 at a time. So it just kind of really depends on that, articles, podcast, videos. And so the more that we put, of course, the more that they get pushed off, and they don't all stay on the front page. And so you'll see here that we go from on this specific day when I'm making the video on the 26th of January all the way to the 21st. Now, if you, for some reason, miss Prepper Website, you miss coming to the website in a couple of days, and you're kind of like, well, I want to know what was posted the previous days that I missed, you can always come down here to this load more. And when you do that, it will load the next few articles there. And so you can do that on both sides here. And that's always a great thing. A lot of people don't realize that that's there because that load more is so small and it's kind of hidden there. When you scroll a little bit further down to the bottom, this is one thing that a lot of people appreciate. So we have different categories. We have a preparedness category, homesteading category, YouTube channels, firearms, frugal living, forums, alternative news, gardening. So all of these sites, miscellaneous, podcast, homesteading. So all of these sites are related to preparedness and sites that I visit and actually sites that we pull articles from. And some of these are dead links. I go through them every once in a while, try to find the ones that, preparedness websites or homesteading websites or whatever have, closed up shop for whatever reason. It's always a sad deal, but I try to clean it up a little bit and, not have them on the front page. Now you'll see these stars right here. The stars that you see are people that, if you see 2 stars, the people here have agreed to put the Prepper Website banner on their page. And so when you go to their page, you'll see it somewhere on their page, sometimes on their front page, sometimes on their links. People who have only put one have at least a link back to Prepper website. And so you'll see that that's what some people have questions about that. If you are a website owner and you like to have your website on here, I don't link to stores. I link to articles or websites that have blogs and produce articles and things like that. So I don't link to online stores or anything. If you want a little bit more information about that, there is a link right here. What are the asterisks for? And it'll tell you a little bit there. All right, so let me go ahead and go back up to the top. I want to tell you about some of these up here. So I have some quick links, and when you hit the drop down menu, you'll see a couple of things. This is my about and mission statement. I've had that on the website ever since. Kind of tells you a little bit about what's going on and why I do what I do. Research topics, I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. I've done book reviews and product reviews. Now, one of the things, I just don't do these hardly anymore because I don't have time to do it. But I do product reviews sometimes, but I tell people straight up, it's more than likely, it's not going to be a very thorough, it's going to be more of a picture review. And they're okay with that. And so when that happens, I link them right here. So you can go to those sites, just clicking on it will take you there. I used to do a website of the month. And again, just with how busy I am with all the different things, I don't do this often anymore. But there used to be, I would contact different website owners and they would answer some questions and I would just kind of highlight them. Some legal stuff and ways that you can connect with us in advertising. I really want to go to this research topics right here. All right, so every article that has been posted on Prepper website has had tags connected to it. Now, the cool thing about that is that, like if you wanted to search for a specific thing, let's say you wanted to search bug outs or bug out bags or whatever, right? You could go to Google and you can type that in and you'll have to sift through Google and all the things that you might get a Wikipedia article, you might get, whatever, you'll get all kinds of stuff. The articles that are on here, that they have been posted on Prepper website. And so it's valuable to the preparedness community. So whatever it might be, you can link to it. And, there's just tons of articles here that you just do some research. And so you can see all of these tags from the very beginning when we started Prepper website. Now, here's the truth, all right? Some of these, when you go to them, some of these were connected to websites that were shut down for whatever reason. And I talked a little bit about that just a minute ago. Very, very sad because it's good preparedness content. Well, a couple of months ago, maybe, I created this article in a way to how to find that information. So when you click on an article, so anyway, this will tell you exactly what you need to do. This article right up here. But when you click on an article and it goes to a broken link, all you need to do is grab that link and you can go to the Wayback Machine and you can see that information. And so I tell you how to do that, walk you through how to do that right here. Just click on that link right there. All right, so let me come over here to the right, and I have some links here. This is what I was talking about, the content aggregators over here. Second Page News deals with a bunch of different topics, and this was my first attempt at doing this. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to go to it here in just a second. This was my first attempt to do this, and this theme allows a little bit of that. And so you'll see here, I have like pandemic news, Liberty Movement news, collapse news, stock market news, war news, Second Amendment, Middle East news, border news, conspiracy, revolution, gold and silver. So you see all that, so it's content aggregator over a bunch of those different topics. And you'll see, usually it's like about 5 topics there, and it's pulling from Google News usually and bringing that in. But I also have a bunch of other ones. So that was my first attempt. And then I started realizing, there's a lot of information. And so one of the ones, the second, probably the page that I did was Alternative News, the Alternative News Hub. And this is the second most popular page on all of Prepper website. People come to this every single day because they realize that there's a lot of great articles here and they can see all of these all in one place. And so, these are the different websites. And you can see that, it takes about 2 or 3 of their articles, their most recent articles. and you'll see the date. And today is the 27th. It's the most recent stuff that they have produced. And so some of them are depending if they haven't updated, and I try to keep up with this. And so if I need to, I will update that. And so take care of that. So anyway, so that is the Alternative News Hub there. And the other one that is pretty popular is Conspiracy Galore. There's a lot of people that like to look in dig deep into conspiracies, and so we have a bunch of different websites there. I don't know what the heck this is. My wife must have been on my computer, and that's like a no-no. I'm going to have to talk to her about that. The second one is, or one of the other popular ones is the Shooters Gallery. And I realized that a lot of people were interested in this, and so I've pulled from. There's a lot of different websites here that talk about all different kinds of stuff. So you can come here and check this out. It's very, very popular. The Shooters Gallery. So anytime you need to get back to the main site, you can always click on this link, or you can go back to this link right here, and that will take you back to the Prepper website. A couple of you have some advertisements over here, and I always appreciate it when people do click on those advertisements and support advertisers. If you're interested in checking out the Prepper website, here's the RSS feed for the Prepper website right there. And I think that's about it. Those are the features of Prepper website and all the things that you might want to see and be a part of. So there you go. All right, so I hope you got a little more familiar with Prepper website and some of the features that you might have been missing out on. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you on Prepper website and checking out some of these features, and also on the Prepper website podcast. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.